My name's Travis Sharp. I'm the playwright of Lawrenceburg, and I'm also in the cast. I play the mayor and a character called the troubadour, who is a musical narrator who sings songs and kind of like talks to the audience throughout the show and kind of like moving things along. Very like Waylon Jennings did in the old Dukes of Hazzard TV show, if anybody remembers that. That's definitely the inspiration for that character. So, well, the show kind of exists on a couple different levels. On the first level, it's about the small southern town. It's a real town called Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. It's the town where my dad grew up. It's mostly a farming community, pretty small. And my aunt and uncle, back in the day, owned several little stores on the town square. It's a great place to visit when I was a kid and just run around in there. They had a department store and a five and dime and a florist shop. And in the mid-'80s, a big box retailer, Walmart, moved in and started running all those small shops, mom and pops that had been around for a long time out of business, which was just really sad. Sad for my family, sad for that town. I think, you know, they lost a little something when that happened. So that doesn't sound like a good platform for comedy, but, you know, sometimes funny things come out of comedy. So in a nutshell, it kind of tells this imaginary story about this small group of rebels getting together and fighting the powers that be who are trying to bring in this big box retailer. And it loosely follows the story of the first Star Wars movie, if you think about it, right? Like the Death Star is this big box retailer trying to come in and destroy not a galaxy, but this small town. And so just like in Star Wars, the heroes are a farm kid, only instead of a moisture farm, it's a farm. And instead of a smuggler, there's a truck driver. And instead of a princess, there is the homecoming prince. And they band together to try to, and there's also this, instead of a mystical wizard, Obi-Wan Kenobi character, there's this old sort of stoned out hippie who also lives kind of in the outskirts of this little town, who it turns out used to be a high-powered lawyer and then just kind of got burnt out and left. But now he's back and he's coming to help them try to fight off what we in the play call Walmart, this giant corporation who's coming in to destroy their town. I realized many years ago that there's an analog for every character in Star Wars and Dukes of Hazzard and vice versa. So if you go from Star Wars to Dukes of Hazzard, Luke is Bo, Han is Luke, Uncle Jesse is Obi-Wan, Daisy is Princess Leia, Roscoe P. Coltrane is Darth Vader, Boss Hogg is Grand Moff Tarkin, and Chewbacca is Crazy Cooter, who was their mechanic in Dukes of Hazzard. If you know the story of Star Wars really well and you come to see the show, you'll start to notice that there are certain parallels. I just think of it as analogs, right? Like if the tale of Star Wars happened in a small southern town, like what would that analog be? So the analog of the Death Star is this big box retailer. The analog of a lightsaber is this 1969 hot rod that, you know, the hero drives around in. The analog to the Force is that the Obi-Wan character, Weird Wally, introduces our hero to marijuana, and that takes her consciousness to new levels and kind of binds her to the universe in a way that she had never really realized before. So there are all these analogs, and they're fun, kind of fun revelations as we go along the way, as we discover her lightsaber is a car, her Force is some pot, the Millennium Falcon is a big rig truck that hauls around the place, and just we reveal all those things to the show, and a lot of the comedy comes from that, even though there's social comedy.